Hello, this is H.G. Bailey, and welcome back to Let's Play Seiken Densetsu 3! Since last time, I grinded out a level for everyone to get up to level 19. Actually, I already had it mostly done by the time I actually got back to the first town here. And then I just went around that loop that I told you guys about a couple episodes ago until, well, I gained a level. And I gave everyone their level, or their stat gain, into strength at this point. Vitality isn't, just like the first class, the second class, early on, you don't really need to worry too much about defense. Eventually, vitality will become a much higher priority. But for right now, we can afford to put our stat gains into strength. I also went over how I plan to distribute my stat gains for the next several levels. I put that in the video description of the previous episode there. But now that we're done with Salamander, we gotta go over here to get Undine, or Undine, or however you want to pronounce it. I heard like 5 different pronunciations, and everyone thinks that theirs is right. So, I don't know. Whatever, I'll just pronounce it the way I want to, and be done with it. But anyway, one thing you can do here, you can actually buy a shield for Duran there. Now notice how it says you can't equip like someone else's pieces of armor, but for some reason it doesn't say that for the gold shield, even though I'm a gladiator. If you have Duran in his night job class, he could equip it. But here, even though it doesn't say you can't equip it, well, you can't. You go into your menu and you try equipping it, and it won't let you do it. So it's totally pointless. Even if you did have a knight, or Duran as a knight, it wouldn't be worthwhile because evasion is bugged anyway. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. So let's head on through the Sub-Zero Snowfield. Try to find that last mana spirit. Oh, I didn't mean to go to the next screen yet, but that's okay. Most of the enemies around here are, well, hold on. Guess what element the enemies here are weak to, viewers? If you say ice, I'm gonna hit you. But anyway, yeah, if you had Angela in your party, you could eventually get, well, you could get the fireball spell for her if you wanted to. But I don't have her, so we're gonna have to use brute force to get through this place. You want to watch out for that bubble attack that those guys can use. If I recall correctly, that's the one that reduces your attack power. So you might want to just leave the screen and come back to reset your stats there. Yeah, kind of a dirty trick, but whatever. It's better than... Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you see attack power down, and the text kind of screwed up there, it looked like. I couldn't quite see what was happening because it went around so quickly. But whatever. Now, by the way, as far as my Sabers go, what I want to do is get Duran up to level 20 before we get to the boss fight here, so that way I can learn Thunder Saber. Okay, we're doing pretty good. But yeah, for now, all I got is Diamond Saber. That's the Earth Elemental one, but we're not going to really need to put that to use for quite some time. So I wouldn't worry about that one. When I get up to level 21, I want to put a stat gain into Spirit, or Piety, for Duran. Because in order to learn the last 2 sabers, that's a stat requirement. The way the game determines how you learn spells is that, well, first it checks if you have the appropriate elemental spirit. Then it checks, okay, you got that. Do you have the appropriate stat in order to learn the spell? And you can include the current stat gain that you got into that too. And then once it checks that, then it's like, okay, yeah, now you get the spell. But you can only learn 1 spell per level. So if there's like 5 or 6 spells that you want to learn, it's going to take you a while to learn all of them. But for the most part, that's not really a big issue because this part of the game is relatively easy. When we get to the mid-game, not so much. But we'll worry about that when we get there. Elemental Sabers are just so good for taking down bosses in a remotely reasonable amount of time. especially in the mid-game. They just got like thousands and thousands of HP that take forever to deal with, but a lot of them have elemental weaknesses, so that makes it a lot easier to go through. Even if you don't have like buffs, debuffs, and sabers, you'll still be able to beat them immensely faster with just the sabers alone. Although I do have buffs too. You know, now that I think about it, what spell did I learn for Lise there anyway? See, I know she got some. Oh, yeah. I'm not really a fan of defensive buffs in the game. I mean, you can if you want to use that, but I think it's just faster just to keep on going with just the offensive buffs, which in this case would be power up for Lise, but we can't get that right. No, wait, we can get it. I was going to say we can't get it because of Salamando, but we just got him, right? Okay, yeah, she could learn it eventually. I didn't look up whether she would learn that next, though. I think she learns Mind Up first, because Power Up is just so ridiculously good. By the way, there is another somewhat hidden property to Duran Sabers. So, I mean, the first part is that they give you, or they change the elemental affinity of your weapon. So, like with Diamond Saber, it makes your physical attacks Earth Elemental, so that way you just deal a lot more damage to enemies who would be weak to it. But there's another property where it also gives you a small buff to your attack power, something like 10%, I heard. And the problem is that that little buff to your attack power, outside of the elemental weakness, what was it? Oh yeah, that does not stack with Lisa's power-up spell there. So what you want to do when you're casting sabers with Duran and you got power-up there, you want to cast the saber first, then cast power-up on the same character. So that way, not only do you get the elemental affinity, but you also get the maximum attack power as well. That's one reason why I'm making Lise into a Vanadis eventually. You hit me from off the screen? How fair is that? Holy cow. Okay, well, I'll leave well enough alone for now, but I'm probably going to use a chocolate soon. But yeah, so just make sure that you cast Duran Sabers first. Oh no, I've said that already. I was talking about Vanadis. The thing is that since I'm making Duran into a duelist, game, can you revive me, please? Oh, okay, or not. Whatever. But yeah, since Duran is a duelist, or going to be a duelist, and all of his buffs are going to be single targeting, there's really no point in getting multi-targeting buffs for Lise there. Because I'm going to have to cast my sabers one by one anyway, so why bother? Yeah, I should have healed up Duran before there, but oh well. He's still probably ahead of Hawk in terms of experience, so I'm not extraordinarily worried about that. At least I didn't have to waste an Angel's Grail on him. And I don't think I can hit them from up down here, but let's give it a try. Oh, well, I got a little bit of a hit, but oh, now I'm gonna pay for my impudence. Ow. Yeah, this time I'm gonna heal up. I'm not taking a chance here. By the way, there is something else that you want to do with your party members once you get the level 2 job classes. Their AI that you gave them changes or goes back to the default. So, come on. So I've already done that off screen, but I will show you what you need to do in just a moment. As soon as I kill these guys. Okay, good. Okay, so anyway, you go into your menu with the Y button, you go over here, and what you want to do is, yeah, I'll just assist Hawk, it doesn't really matter. But you want to have everyone, by default, go with their level 1 techs there, because if you leave them on their level 2 techs, what can happen is there's a lot of enemies who use like full screen techs or magic spells or anything that's really powerful. They can counter a level 2 tech with that, and that'll just deal a lot of damage to you. So you're better off just sticking with the level 1 techs, even though they deal less damage. Uh-oh. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, let's use a round drop on Hawk. So yeah, you're better off just using level 1 techs to deal less damage than to use level 2 or level 3 techs and, you know, take a little long, or risk triggering a counter from them. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not quite at level 20 yet. We're getting pretty close to the end of this area, so I want to make sure that I've got the experience. So I'm just going to explore some dead ends for a little while. Man, these guys are wailing on me. Well, that's because we're in our Tier 2 job classes. And like I was saying during the previous boss fight... Aw, man... But yeah, whenever you change job classes, when you get up to Tier 2, any damage done to you is multiplied by 1.6 from what I heard. I did not figure that out on my own. I found a document online that went into detail about that. And also, on your Tier 3 job class, the damage gets multiplied by 1.9. But on the flip side, the same goes for healing spells, as well as, you know, you get much bigger HP gains. Not to mention, the same thing applies to the enemies, too. Except with enemies, there's not really a Tier 1, 2, 3 job class. It's strictly based on their level. Okay, we can go this way. Yeah, you might remember this part from Angela's intro here. We're not actually going to go into the castle, but we'll see. Oh, okay, we can do this now. Why not? Yeah, vitality. Hey, alright, that's just what I wanted. Awesome. Okay, well then let's just head to the end. Nuts. Well, we're getting close. Even if I don't have all my level ups, I wouldn't really worry about it. Oh yeah, I was saying about enemy levels. For enemies, the way the damage is determined is if they're level 1 through, what is it? 1 through 20. Yeah, 1 through 20 is normal damage. If they're level 21 to 40, then it's multiplied by 1.6. And if they're over level 43, then their damage is, or if they're over level 41, or equal to, or greater than 41, then it gets multiplied by 1.9. And bosses, I don't think they show you their level in-game, but, well, I know what they are. But really, you don't need to worry about all that. I'm just explaining why it might seem like you're taking more damage when relatively, I mean, yeah, you're taking more damage, but you also have more HP, too. So, it's all relative. I could gain that level for Hawk there. How close are you? He's got to be pretty close. If I could do it, like, pretty quickly... Nah, that's not quick enough. Nah, we'll skip it. We'll get it eventually. And actually, you know what? I want to put Hawk in the lead for a moment. Because I want to actually be able to attack while Duran is casting his elemental sabers. So let's make a backup save file there. And we should be good to go. Oh, how are we doing on healing items? Yeah, I think we'll be fine. I wouldn't worry about it. Whoa! Yeah! What's he doing here? Who are you even working for? Well, that's what the other bad guys said too, and we're already kicking their ass and taking names. Dragon Emperor? You mean like the Magic Emperor? No, that's another game. Yeah, I thought he was already dead. How do you know my name? You're not gonna tell us, are you? Okay, you want to get out of the way. Get out of the way. Go down, down, down. Oh, I have to press the A button. Okay, now go down. Okay, now Duran there, since we're fighting machine golems, these guys are weak to thunder. So I want him to cast Thunder Saber on all of us. We'll have to do it one by one, but we'll make it. And I'm probably going to need a big heal for Hawk there. Yep. Can I actually get a turn, game? Thank you. Okay, Duran, why don't you start casting Thunder Saber? Let's see, get that on Lise, and I will use a chocolate on myself there. Okay, awesome. Yeah, these guys can really pile on the damage very quickly, so you want to try and keep your HP topped off as much as possible. I would try to keep everyone above 200 HP just to be on the safe side. And these guys can also, I think, counterattack your... what is it? They can counterattack level 2 techs or spells if you casted it directly on them. So you want to watch out for that. That's why I said turn your all your techs down to level 1 there. But that's one reason. Most bosses have some sort of counterattack. And I need to switch back to Duran now that we got Thunder Saber on everyone. Let's see, Hawk. There we go. So yeah, this is pretty much the safest way to beat these guys, because if you have Angel in your party and you try to cast magic on them, or some sort of thunder elemental magic, they will kill you. But anyway, okay, how are we doing? Yeah, we need to get some help. Let's see. Lise, you get a big heal there. Yeah, I think we pretty much have to use chocolates on everyone. This is what happens when you don't have Carly in your party. Oh, wow. I was about to start using some more healing items, but I guess I don't need it. Hooray! Oh, yeah, that would be a problem. Oh, right. And we also get a level. Let's see. For him... Eventually, I do want to put some points into dexterity, but that's a really low priority. And intelligence to learn some spells, but I don't have the appropriate mana spirit yet. So I'm going to go with vitality here and hope that that all works out. Let's see, I'm just looking at the counterattacks for the bosses we just fought there. Let's see. Yeah, they use a grenade bomb if you cast magic spells on them. Or they can use... it doesn't really say what they use, but they can also counter... Oh, yeah, they could use that. Or they could use Rocket Punch or some... Or there's another spell, I can't quite see what it is. But whatever it is. Basically, don't use magic or items or level 2 techs on them. Thunder Saber is the easiest way to go. That fight went about as well as I think I could expect. Yeah, why don't we just sit on our ass instead of letting the bad guys manipulate us into doing what it is they really want us to do? Wasn't that already happening, though? Like, before we started screwing around with the Mana Stones? Ah. Nuts. Well, there's more than just Altina here. But whatever works. Yeah, we can't just let them have their way. Well, we've already got our job class change. Oh, hey! How's it going, Undine? Oh, it was? Okay, well, whatever works for you. I'm not crying! But hey, alright. Well, not really more party members, but more spirit members. Let's see, do we got anything back here? No. Okay. Well, remember this place for later, viewers. Let's see. Did Lise learn a new buff there? She should have. Oh, right. She learned speed up, but that only increases, like, evasion or hit or something rather like that. I never use it. Don't worry about it. I suppose I could have used protect up against the golems, but really, most of the damage that they can deal to you is with their spells, like you saw Earthquake there and stuff like that, so I didn't really think it was worth the time to use protect up, and yeah, I didn't even use that many healing items anyway, so we're all good. But what mana spirit will we be going after next? Find out next time on Let's Play Seiken Densetsu 3! This is H.C. Bailey, signing off. Have a good day!